Okay, I will now call this meeting to order at 1 o'clock of Police Services Board. You will start with the land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge with respect the history, spirituality, and culture of the Anishinaabe, the people of the Three Fires known as Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi Nation, who have inhabited this land from time immemorial, and further give thanks to the Chippewas of Saugeen and the Chippewas of Nawash, now known as the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, as the traditional keepers of this land. We also recognize the Métis and Inuit, whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. May we all, as treaty people, live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples. Moving on, the approval of the agenda or additions to the agenda. I have, I think, 3 here. One has to do with Princess Street and Shallow Lake. So we'll have a question on that one. And the Wolseley Corner and Joint Street. And Mr. Lobley, are we adding the one concession 3 north of? No, that one's off. Okay, good. So we just have the 3 to add. So the recommendation is that the agenda be approved as amended. If I could have a mover and a seconder. Barry and Peter. Is there any discussion? I will call the vote. All in favor. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest to declare? Seeing none, if you have one, you can declare it any time during the meeting. The minutes of previous meetings, so we have May 9th of 2023. The recommendation that the minutes of the May 9th, 2023 Police Services Board meeting be approved. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Peter and then Barry. Any discussion? Seeing none, I will call. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to, is there a follow-up on recommendation 1 was out at, I think at the Wolf intersection at north, the light on trees, the gentleman, end of his driveway and the works department were able to get back to us. I don't know if they have yet or not, or.
I'm just looking in the minutes to see what intersection that was. Concession 17 and Lindenwood Road. There was also somebody asking about Old Beach Drive, a speed limit reduction there.
So through you, Madam Mayor, I can confirm that I believe that the traffic camera has been placed on Old Beach Drive this season as part of its cycle, and so I can pull the traffic data from that and look to see what was returned. I do not believe, I will double check on the concession 17 and Lindenwood. 1.
Did that one not come in front of council? Did Councillor Winters bring it up at council?
Yeah. Yes, it did. There's a good miss. Thank you very much, Mayor Carlton. Yes, so that one, yes, we did get direction from council to install a 70km/h speed limit through there, I think it was. And so, yes, we will be ordering signage up and implementing that as per the direction of council. In terms of the brushing work, I think, where was the brushing work? Oh, roadside brushing, that was in the same section. So we have started the annual brushing program that commenced a couple of weeks ago. And we have a nice new piece of equipment which hit the streets last week to start brushing. And so we will get to that over the balance of this season.
Thank you very much.
I will double check on the speed limit that we're going to be putting along that section of concession 17. I had a recollection of 70. I believe that our clerk is saying it was 60.
I think it was 60 as well.
There we go. I stand corrected.
That's okay. Either one was.
We've got lots of 50 signs as well, so we can make it variable. We'll pick a number and we'll stick to it.
Excellent. Any further questions there on the minutes then? I will call the vote. All in favor? Thank you. Delegations or public question period. We have nothing on the agenda and nothing not on the agenda. So we'll move on to correspondence, which is Kerry Cole speeding concerns in Shallow Lake. Pass these out. This came in, I would take it over the contact GB button. First, I should welcome you here. And this one has to do with speeding on Princess Street in Shallow Lake, which is Highway 6. So when people have concerns there, where do we direct them? Where do they go? Because there's nothing we can do.
So they could call our non-emergent line. The OPP non-emergent line would be the best way to report it to us.
Okay,
So that's the 1-888-310-1122. And if they call us at the time the traffic concerns are happening, then we can respond to it at the time. If it's ongoing, we can look into it and set up some rules.
okay, so just 888-310.
1122.
Okay, that's what I have written down. So maybe if we can find a way to get that on the website or something so that people are aware of that. And we'll get back to Ms. Cole with that information. Because I'm not sure there's anything that we can do as a municipality there that we'll have to forward that one. Acting CIO Lobley, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I can take that action away to connect back with the resident. I will also take the opportunity to confirm with them that where exactly their concern was, because the letter I believe says Main Street, which would actually be a municipal road.
So
It
a lot
runs
of
parallel.
people call Princess Street Main Street, not realizing one block over, we actually have Main Street. Yeah, I think she's concerned with Princess Street because I don't think very many people can find a way to speed down Main Street. There's a bridge, a stop sign. Yeah. Okay. So we will leave that with staff then. So the other concerns then would be the Wolseley corner, which is joint municipal and county. Yeah, the county comes in and goes off to the left, and coming south is municipal and going east is municipal. Your mic. Yeah.
I'm just you received some concerns about that corner.
I have noticed complaints being posted online about it, and there have been accidents there. So I think what residents are looking for is what can be done there to get people to slow down and actually stop.
So thank you for the question, Madam Mayor. Staff saw the comments, a very active thread on social media around that intersection. We attended the intersection that afternoon just to make sure there were no immediate concerns. You are quite right. It's a complex jurisdictional one because it's a county road east-west, which turns into a county road north-south, both of which their natural line runs onto township roads. So there is a shared jurisdiction in that area. I did reach out to the county. We'll follow up with the county in regards to whether or not they have a history of complaints. There were no visibility issues. The stop bar is in a good condition in that location. It's actually a fairly new stop bar, fairly new road marking. So it's quite clear from all directions that it's a two-way stop with a straight through as well. The speed limits are well posted. The stop signs are well lit. And indeed, as you're approaching from the south on the county road, it's a flashing red light stop sign. So it actually has the flashing red light above it. We haven't had concerns raised to us beyond that social media post that I'm aware of. And although it did certainly look from looking at that thread that there is a history of some incident there, and we have reached out to OPP. I believe Carly is in the process of doing so with a number of requests to also see whether there is a history in terms of any traffic related incidents in that location. So we are looking into it.
Thank you. Okay. And then the other area that I've been hearing concerns about is Joint Street in Shallow Lake. That one is combined speeding and heavy trucks using that section of road that shouldn't be coming out that way.
Yep, and I'm able to provide a short update on that one as well through you, Mayor Carlton. So we are currently looking at the use of plastic delineator stakes, which would be installed in the centre line of the road. These are typically found in traffic calming in urban areas, less so in more rural municipalities. So certainly this is a unique application of that method. But these are they're plastic bollards which stand and are fixed to the asphalt surface of the road. They go down the center line of the road. The intent is that they're supposed to make a visual distraction to make the road appear narrower, make the lanes appear smaller, and reduce speed because drivers feel that they're now on a narrow roadway than they actually are, and hopefully reduce the use of that road as a cut through. The delineators that we're planning on using are the wider delineators, so they would also reinforce the speed limit on there and could carry further messaging, such as a child at play type symbol that could be used on those delineators to reflect the fact it is a residential street that you're driving through at that point in time. So staff's anticipation is at this point that we'll be using those flexible delineators. They're designed in such a way as if a vehicle needed to, such as an emergency service vehicle needed to roll over those, they can be rolled over. They're designed to flex down. You wouldn't want to hit them at any speed, and you certainly won't want to back up once you've hit one. But they are designed so that if a vehicle hits them, they're not going to cause an obstruction to traffic.
Excellent. There's some residents who'd be very happy to hear that that's going in. Okay. Any other comments or concerns on those items? So we will move on to Detachment Commander report. So I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. So I'll start off by passing on Inspector Richardson's regrets. He is on vacation this week, so I am here in his place. You'll notice that this report is maybe not as fulsome as some of the previous ones, which he's explained in his report. I'm going to start by talking about the major events tool. This is something that is relatively new to the OPP, and we've already been utilizing it to staff our summer needs in our busy area. You'll see officers in our area through the next few months from all over the province. This past weekend, I know we had people from highway traffic area like Burlington, Mississauga. We had people from Essex County. So by using this online tool, officers from all over the OPP can apply for an overtime shift that works with their schedule. So we're able to better fill our needs up here by going further out in the province. So that's very, very good. Calls for service, you'll see an increase in those. That's across Grey Bruce and across everywhere. Calls are up. Violent crime, you will see there is an increase there for, again, all of Grey Bruce and as well for Georgian Bluffs. However, if you look back, if you take 2022 out of the equation, it's not as big of a jump. It's more consistent with the previous years there. Property crime, you might find that one alarming. Grey Bruce has a decrease in property crime. However, Georgian Bluffs is up. However, again, if you take out 2022, it's more consistent with the previous years. So perhaps 2022 is just a good year. Drugs are pretty much the status quo. You'll see a big decrease if you look back at 2020 and 2021. And it's noted there that we've had the decriminalization of marijuana in 2018. So that kind of brings our drug charges down. What's the possession charges? Criminal traffic, you'll see an increase there.
Can I just stop you
Yeah.
for a minute? I think Barry has a question
sorry.
here. That's okay.
Yeah, it's the decrease in drugs is because of the court system, in that if somebody is caught with a bit of marijuana, whatever, OPP or just say, well, they'll take it, but no charges. And like, because there's no sense going to the court system.
Right, so and simple
Because-
possession is no longer a criminal offense, right?
Yeah.
They can have a limited amount on them, so yeah, we're looking more now at our major suppliers, the ones that are supplying to our area, bringing the drugs in. We're trying to focus on the bigger picture. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, criminal traffic, you'll see the increase in the traffic charges there. This is your impaired, mostly dangerous drive could fit in there as well. We have noticed a big increase lately, as you can see here, in impaired driving. Whether the message is not getting out, whether we're just out there more with more people working and getting them off the roads, I'm not sure. You can see it as positive that we're catching these people, or you can see it as a negative that there's still that many people driving while impaired. So it's pretty consistent that we see an impaired driver on our shift briefing daily right now. So continue to send the messaging out, and we're out there being visible. So trying to make those roads safe. Motor vehicle collisions, that just shows the collisions for all of Grey Bruce. It's not broken down specifically to Georgian Bluffs. And then your e-tickets. So a couple of years ago, we switched to electronic tickets. So we now have computers in the car that print your ticket, submitted electronically. So no longer handwritten tickets. They're still used for certain circumstances, such as if they're out on marine patrol or on ATVs or out on bicycle patrol. But for the most part, we're writing electronic tickets. So you'll see those are our numbers so far this year. And the little write-up there at the bottom about the traffic management unit. That unit was created within the last couple of years in Grey Bruce, just to have a dedicated unit for traffic. And you can see the great work that they're doing. It's 2 officers right now, 2 constables. And so far in 5 months, they've written over 500 provincial offense charges, nearly 500 warnings, and also additional charges with the impaired driving. And they've also participated and facilitated some commercial motor vehicle enforcement. So that's focusing on your bigger vehicles and making sure they're following the rules that they are supposed to be following. And that is the end of the report, pending any questions from anyone.
Thank you. Any questions?
Mike, you're going to need to redo that. Unfortunately, your mic was off.
I liked it better when we didn't have to worry about mics all the time. So the recommendation that the detachment commander interim report for July 2023 be approved. Do I have a mover and a seconder, please? Barry and Peter, is there any discussion? I will call the vote. All in favor? That has carried. Thank you. Now, unfinished business. New business is the Police Services Board Procedure Bylaw. So the recommendation is that staff be directed to present bylaw PSB 2023-01 for adoption at the September 5th, 2023 meeting of the Police Services Board. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Peter and Barry, any discussion? Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's one, find it here, there was 2, what they call bullet points.
So I sent one to Carly this morning, letting her know 15.2 and 15.3 were the same.
Yeah.
15.4 and 5 were very similar, I think, and then 18.2 and 3 were the same, and 18.11 wasn't numbered. So I think Carly has fixed all of
Okay,
those.
thank you.
So any other comments on that? And the reason for this being here was I think our last procedure bylaw for Police Service Board was 2003, and it didn't recognize any of what we're supposed to be doing now. So that's the reason for the update. So if that's got everything, then I will call the vote. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And that is the end of our meeting. So the next meeting will be September 5th, 2023 at 1 o'clock. I think we're having some additional training at that point. So at that meeting. So if there's no discussion, I will call for a mover and a seconder for adjournment. Peter and Barry. All in favor? Excellent. Thank you. We are done.